Howdy folks, it's the Creepy Kentuckian here with you again from DEADPIT Radio. Today we have another special one to look at from our good friends over at Second Sight Films. This is yet another one of their sexy limited editions. And this is a movie that I thought I knew, but just when I think I have the answers, Second Sight Films is changing the questions. There's a horror movie called Borderlands that the After Dark Films did a few years before this one was made. That's what I was thinking this was. And I was like, oh, I need to check that one out again. That seemed like it was a pretty good movie. No, this is a completely different film. The Borderlands is from 2013. It's a British horror film, found footage movie that was released in the United States as Final Prayer, which sounds like a finisher for someone in the WWE. But no, that was the title of this movie here in the U.S. The release over here in the U.S. a lot of people thought was kind of lackluster. The movie did have a pretty huge buzz initially when it was released in festivals and the initial physical media release and all that good stuff. But Second Sight Films handpicked this one, and it's very interesting some of the titles that they choose for these limited edition treatments that they do, and the artwork is fantastic on this as well. Very classy. It's that, listen to how hard that box is, right? So we're going to dig into this movie. Now this is, like, again, I'd said this is a film that I had never seen before. I was not familiar with this movie either. But if Second Sight picks this as a limited edition release, there's a reason. So let's check this movie out, and I'll answer the question for you guys if the Borderlands is worth visiting. The Borderlands from 2013, directed by Elliot Goldner. It is a British found footage film, kind of a lower budget movie about a group of investigators, Deacon, Gray, and Mark, who are sent by the Vatican to investigate reports of supernatural activity taking place in the recently reopened 13th century church in the southwest English countryside. What the trio of investigators discover is more disturbing than anything they could have ever captured on film or ever even imagined. Armed with multiple cameras, they are set out to find the truth. Now, this is kind of a slow burn movie. Definitely not going to be for everybody. If you're a fan of the found footage genre, which this is what this is, you'll definitely want to check this out. I know a lot of the people that are into that sort of thing watch all these movies, so odds are you already know what the Borderlands is. One of the big differences in the Borderlands versus 90% of the other found footage movies that are released is the character development with the three main cast of characters. You really get to know these guys, and I guess they kind of wanted to get you to pick sides on which one is kind of your dude or whatever. Maybe not, who knows. But this one, guys, I had fun with this. I'm a little bit burnt out on the found footage genre or subgenre of horror. But there is some cool shit in this. The church they shot this at, or whatever it was extremely creepy. It was very old, and it was a legit place. They talk about it on the special features of this edition, which we will talk about here in just a second. I think everything was here to make a classic horror film, but to me there was something pretty important missing. A lot of what's going on, the supernatural activity and everything, they don't really touch on exactly what that is. And some people may like that, the mystery of the unknown, if you will. And very much like movies like The Blair Witch Project, which is definitely what kick-started the interest in these found footage movies 25 years ago. Can you believe that? In this one, you really don't see the entity. It's all what you don't see, and there's shit that breaks, and there is a really creepy shot with a burning lamb, which you don't really see too much of it, but you hear it and you see the flames and everything, and you know, it's kind of disturbing in that respect. The visuals in this is really good, though. I think that they had some good shots here. The English countryside, I've always felt has a good creep factor to it in a lot of these horror movies that I get to review. But the Borderlands is a pretty solid movie. If this is one that you haven't checked out, you will definitely want to check it out. And hey, what better way to check it out than this limited edition Blu-ray, which, again, I needed to let you guys know, this is a region-free release. So even if you don't have a region-free player, this will play anywhere in the entire world. So if you're checking us out in the UK, you're good. United States, Australia, China, Japan, wherever the hell you want to play this thing, as long as you have a Blu-ray player, you are good. We're going to get into the innards of this set, go over the special features and everything, and wrap this review up, guys. So, like pretty much all of the Second Sight releases, this is in a nice, sturdy, kind of a matte finish hard box with some gorgeous artwork there. It does have a J card. Right. You see the artwork on the back there too. And the inside, this one, and they do this differently. Sometimes it's a jewel case. Sometimes it's a digipack or whatever. And this is the standard Blu-ray, which is like a smoke gray Blu-ray case there. It is a 1-disc Blu-ray, region free again. You also have 6 art cards, which Second Sight does this better than anybody. This is the cover art there that they used. Another look at the creepy inside of the church, and some of the characters from the movie. If you're claustrophobic too, there's a couple of scenes here in this movie that'll really freak you out. So yeah, 6 of those art cards there. My favorite. 70-page booklet. It has that lovely smell that we all know and love. Film essays in this. You got behind-the-scenes photos discussing the movie. This is a matte finished book, softback book, artwork and everything as well. Second Sight, I feel, does this better than any other company. I know they have people that try to compete, but man, they have a touch of class with these releases, these limited editions that they come out with. I just love them, and I'm so excited whenever they announce more. They've got more on the way. So if you're a fan of these sort of releases from Second Sight, this is another one to add to the collection, guys. The Borderlands is a movie that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. Again, from 2013, known as Final Prayer in the United States. But this is a fantastic addition. Again, if you're down with the found footage stuff, this is one of the better found footage movies that I've seen. It is British, very atmospheric, slow, brooding sort of movie. But it's damn good. It's a well-made movie. Second Sight did a killer job with this. This is loaded up with special features as well. Briefly talk about those. There is a new audio commentary by actors Robin Hill and Gordon Kennedy, producer Jennifer Handorf, and special effects designer Dan Martin. Dress the Part, a new interview with the actors Robin Hill and Gordon Kennedy. Losing Faith, a new interview with Jennifer Handorf, the producer. Monster Goo, a new interview with Dan Martin, who again is the special effects designer. Archive featurette behind the scenes. So there you go, boss. The Borderlands is out now from our good friends over at Second Sight Films. Check it out. Be sure to check us out. We're over at DEADPIT.com. Don't go in a chest.
Give us a thumbs up.
Up you butt.
Like, subscribe. And if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck. If you do
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that now.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last Out on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.